Welcome to Cooking Together, episode 20, and today we're going to be preparing for Thanksgiving. So we're going to be preparing some of our favorite side dishes to serve with the Thanksgiving meal. I'm going to be working on some bourbon glazed potatoes, and Grandpa here is going to show you how to do some variations with some pumpkin fluff. But let me get started. You get your stuff going.
By the way, those are carrots, not potatoes.
Yes, I know, those are carrots. I'm sorry, did I say potatoes?
You just pulled an Amanda.
All right, well, she's behind the camera today. So anyway, what I'm going to make is I'm going to make some bourbon maple carrots. And so what I've got going here is I've got about a third of a cup of water boiling in my pan. I'm going to add about 1.5 cup, about 2 cups of carrots already cut into rounds. Okay, get the rest of those out of there.
That can be sous chef.
That's all right, yep, I'll give you that. There you go. Okay. Get that out of there. Okay, now I'm going to saute these up, and I'm going to drop in some unsalted butter. And when you're at the grocery store, make sure that you're grabbing the unsalted butter. A lot of times people don't even realize that they make unsalted or salted, so it says right on the outside of the container. And I'm going to put those in. And I'm going to get my butter cooking. Now this is going to take a little bit once I get everything going here. But we'll get our butter in there. We'll get that melting. Get this stirred around. Yeah, look at them carrots. So we'll let that melt down a little bit. While we're letting that melt down, I'm going to measure out 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Okay. So I don't want it too sweet. I suppose I could eyeball it, but I'm going to have to eat these afterwards. All right. So I got all that in there. All right. And I'm going to add basically a tablespoon of dark brown sugar. Now that I have all that in the skillet, I'm going to let this cook up, and I got to get a good glaze going. So that's going to take about 6 to 8 minutes. So I'm going to pass it over to my dad, and he's going to work on fluff while I'm getting the rest of this ready.
Okay, pumpkin fluff. I don't know where you've ever had pumpkin fluff, but it's the simplest thing in the world to make, and it's really, really good. And you can actually make it sugar-free, which is what I'm doing today. So this could be a sugar-free recipe. What I've got here is I've got 1 can of pumpkin in my bowl here. I'm going to add 1 package of sugar-free, come on there, vanilla Jello, okay? And then I'm going to add a container, I maybe mix that up just a little bit first. Then I'm going to add a container of Cool Whip, okay? Just plain old Cool Whip. I mean, you could use extra creamy, you could use light, you know, this is just regular. So, and what we're going to do is, we're just going to mix that up. Whip it around there. Get it mixed up. And for little extra pumpkin-y flavor to it, a lot of the recipes I've seen don't call for it, but I like to add just a little bit of pumpkin spice, just maybe a pinch or so there, okay? That'll really give it the pumpkin pie flavor, okay? So, as we do that, it's looking pretty good there. Get all of it really mixed up. Now, once you've got this done, there's a couple ways you can serve it. The first way I'm going to serve it is just as a dessert. I'm going to back it up here. So just as a dessert. So I'm just going to take a little of the fluff, and I'll just put it in a bowl here, and like so. And you know, of course, you put a little spoon with it, maybe a little piece of mint, and there is your first way to serve pumpkin fluff. Now the second way is, let's say you'd like to have it as an appetizer. We have Halloween candy in there. So I've got my pumpkin dish here, and I'm just going to add it into the pumpkin dish as a dip, like that. How are we doing? How's it looking?
Looking pretty good.
What do you think, Amanda? Am I doing it right? This is your recipe.
Looks good.
Okay. Okay, so we've got that in there. We'll get rid of that. And again, maybe what we want to do to jazz it up just a little bit, again, is get a little more of that pumpkin spice. Pumpkin pie spice. Stick it on there. And there, with a little apple and pear around it, you have a pumpkin fluff appetizer. Now, I promised you 3 ways. Well, what I'd done earlier is I took pumpkin fluff, put it into a pie crust. In fact, this is pecan pie crust. You could use graham cracker or walnut or whatever. And I freeze it, and there you have a frozen pumpkin fluff pie. So easy, right? How are you doing, Brock?
I'm just about ready.
Okay, well, I'll pass it back to you then.
All right. So while you were over there learning about pumpkin fluff, I was over here putting the finishing touches on these bourbon maple carrots, not potatoes, bourbon maple carrots. And the one thing I did while you were over there is I put a 1 tablespoon of bourbon into the carrots, like such, okay? And I have let that come to a low simmer, and then I'm just gonna turn it down real low, and we're just gonna let these get a little bit better glaze on. And you can see that the butter and the sugar and the maple syrup and everything is getting real thick there, and that's about the consistency you want. It can be, you can make it a little thicker if you like. I like things a little more soupy when it comes to sauces over carrots or vegetables. And then I'm just gonna transfer this into my serving dish here, like such. Okay, and as this starts to cool down, it will thicken. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to tear off some parsley, and I am going to tear this and just dot this with some parsley on top as a garnish. It's a little big, and that one's a little big. There we go. Just to give it a little bit of green flavor. Here we go. Just like such. Okay. Maple. Bourbon. Or bourbon maple carrots. Mmm, yummy. Got it right there. Place for you. Right over here. So, there's our side dishes for a Thanksgiving meal. You got pumpkin fluff 3 ways. You got bourbon maple carrots. Serve that with your turkey or your ham, or if you're having turkey or ham.
Or ham.
So that was episode 20. It's in the can.
In the can.
And we're happy to have you visit our website, www.cookingtogether.com. Find us on Instagram. Find us on YouTube with the videos. And make sure you visit our store. We've got our cookbooks online for sale. We've got apparel for sale for Christmas. So check us out and just keep cooking together. Cheers.
Cheers.